shows. Yes, I know. We've been told
No, you're
to
not. You like this.
button up our suits here at the FPF headquarters here. And
He's the only one with buttons, but okay.
lovely St. Leonard, Quebec. Welcome to a new edition of Calling the Audible, the 2018 edition. A different look. The suits have cut back on the budgets here, so we've now condensed everyone into one big ass show. When I say big ass show, it's gonna be long. By hour number 4, I might be half asleep.
It's gonna be
Every
long.
Friday for us and our other jobs will be terrible.
Yes,
Oh,
productivity.
These productive people on earth.
Productivity, we all-time low Friday morning until we hit Saturday. So we welcome you to the new Calling the Audible. I'll introduce you to the cast of characters and what their roles are, which I still don't know what the hell's going on here.
Nice.
To my immediate left, a man who throws a lot of INTs, self-anointed also from 2017, was it?
Last season.
I lost track. It was so
Go on,
long
what's
since
on?
we became an all-star. A man who's a hard worker and a guy who throws a lot of INTs, Simon Dagenet. Simon,
Let's go,
welcome
man.
to this mega cast that we call
Thank
Calling
you.
the Audible.
Thank you. It's pretty cool. It should be different.
It definitely is. You definitely are a corporate suit. All right, someone who is in a corporate suit
There you
that loves to rankle or I guess yank the chains of the FPF world. A man who isn't shy to say a couple of verbs that may be hateful or hurtful towards others.
Not hateful. Hurtful. The hurtful definitely not.
Eh,
A bit of
depends.
Hateful I do off camera.
that's
Hurtful
true.
I do on camera.
Yes. Peasy Delarizzi, a man who is public enemy number 1. So
Yeah.
Peasy, welcome to the show.
And to my credit, I also throw a lot of interceptions.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you do. Which
More
you
than
didn't
me.
do on Saturday, which we'll talk about momentarily. At Master Control, a man who is the historian. We will probably have back in our day with him because he knows everything, probably knows more about us than we do about each other. A man they call the legend, the historian himself, GM Clarathis. GM, collect your ass. How you been, sir?
Very well, thanks. This is an interesting sort of setup now. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but we're going to make it work. I will be on hand whenever you guys need for tidbits and facts, but I'm not officially part of the show because I'm editing and cutting it and helping out Eagle.
So essentially, you become a slave boy.
Yeah, because the workload's getting so
Can you
ridiculous.
please never say that again? Ever?
well, I'm trying to imply though, right? Since we cut back on budgets here, we're trying to find free labor. I mean, they could have posted this up. Hey, we're looking for an intern for.
It's funny because this shows who the suckers.
Great.
This shows who the sucker employees are, right? Like, who works for less? These guys do it.
That would have been great. So we're looking for an
we
intern
should've-
for Eagle.
Yeah, it'd be
We
awesome.
should have actually posted it on the posting board. Like, hey, we're looking for interns for Eagle Peasy over here and get things rolling. And the man at the Master Control, the producer, the Eagle genius himself.
No mic this time.
No mic for the Eagle.
Awesome.
As he
It's,
would
it's,
say.
better.
it's better this way.
All right, so guys, just to give everyone an idea what's going to go on here, we're going to cover every division except for co-ed and
35
over
plus.
35 and
And
even the FTF
junior.
juniors, right?
Yep.
So we'll break it down. We'll have every week a special insider, if you want to use that term, to make them look cool
Mhm.
for each division out there. So it might be 3 per week. Who knows? It might be all 6. I don't know. We'll find out. But this week we're going to cover every division. We'll give you our forecasted picks, who we like, dislike, a recap the week that was for all the divisions, and get these two clowns and their thoughts on what happened. And we have a lot to get to, my friend.
Yeah, and just to do this quickly, Mo, because it is our first podcast
Yes,
this season,
it
and
is.
it is Division 6 where people might be new. Articles are posted on a weekly basis. These podcasts are posted on a weekly basis. We'll be your host throughout the season, but you may be joined by some other people. I also write the article for Division 6, but Marc-André Delanier, who's going to be joining us, he actually writes sort of, not really league-wide, but focusing on sort of Division 5, 6, 4. We might get François Martin as well, who also writes in French and covers multiple divisions. So these are the people that you should look out for on our website and on our podcast as well.
Essentially, what he's trying to say, those are the nice guys that write nice articles. They'll heap praise on you if you're 0-10. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
He'll find something good about your team. Let's put it that way. And, of course, we'll always have our topics du jour and get feedback from those. So you can always tweet at us, at MoCon19, at PZFPF. Simon Dagenet, what is your...
Dagenet FPF.
Yeah,
My company,
Dagenet
man.
FPF.
You
You're a
should
company
know.
man,
You should
of
know.
course. And you can always at, GM FPF as well? Is that what it is?
GM Cole 44. It could
GM
be,
Cole.
we can eventually change it.
Yeah,
to
how about we go like
GM
Cole
FPF.
World 44? KOLE.
Mo, please
World.
stop.
Like whole world. You have to think Mo. You have to translate from Mo to English.
Yeah.
Whole world.
Mo's basically like a very old dad. He just like all these dad jokes. So we'll use these fancy words. Mo,
Yeah, you can
stop.
tweet at us
Please.
throughout the course of the shows that we have and give you your thoughts and feedback and whatnot here.
If you want to join the show live, you can either direct.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
tweet. You can tweet GM directly, and he'll read it to us. And you can also you just post on Facebook, Eagle. you can just message on the Facebook thread, and we'll be able to read that as well.
And hashtag Bradley Blue Line on that. All right. Also, don't forget, a big proud sponsor of the show, Sportier, proud sponsor of the 2018 FPF winter season. It is early.
We did pre-recorded reads.
I know, but I'm just
Right.
saying them.
Okay, cool.
It's early, though, guys. And one thing I want to bring up before we start getting going, guys, I know uniforms. We're talking about uniforms. Guys come in sloppy and stuff, but guys, let's go to Sportier. Get yourself a set of uniforms.
They have hurry
Ready to
kits.
go.
If you haven't ordered yet, they
Yeah.
have kits on hand. They
Yes.
can give you right away.
Absolutely.
Get ready for
Cheap.
Picture Day, which is this week.
Yeah, absolutely. What picture days this week? Let's dive into it, boys and girls. Division 6 and 6D, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
I was going to do a little 6A and 6B, but that's not
But
the
it's
case.
not.
All right, guys, let's talk about 6 and how it is so far. The week that was. We were there yesterday in Hebert watching a Wednesday night football, which is a tradition unlike any other here at FPF. And the one game that really caught my attention was Stick Movers against Coogee Squad.
I was there too, yeah.
We were all there, and
It was good
Stick
times.
Movers won a thriller 16-14 over Coogee Squad. Before we get to the details of that game, let's talk about Mr. Vincent Vincelli and what he did. I've never seen it in my life. I've seen guys blow up, right? Get 1 or 2 OCs, whatever it is, get kicked out of the game. But I have never seen someone go Lloyd McClendon. And for those who don't know who he is,
I don't know who he is.
YouTube Lloyd
I will
McClendon,
not.
Pittsburgh Pirates,
Speaking of things, we
manager
will not do.
blow-ups.
Okay. Oh, the manager. Okay, yeah.
So Vincelli gets an OC because he kicked the football back to his own end.
Okay, so there's a rule in FPF that you can't. It says specifically you can't kick or throw a ball into a crowd of people.
Can't.
Because obviously, if you have an IQ
Well-
of 8, it should be obvious as to why you can't kick or throw a ball into a crowd of
Well-
people who's not looking at said ball.
Well, the rule says you can't kick the ball, period. But,
But-
some
but
refs
the
tend to
application-
let it go if you kick it.
Yeah, but like if
you're
you're
only
kicking it out,
six
if you're only 6 players, you want to kick it off the field just to keep the game going. Referees won't call that. It's specifically when it's targeted towards people or a group of people in a way that it can be
In a
hazardous.
frustrating manner as well.
Exactly.
And so Vincelli misses a deep ball. It happens, right?
This is
Takes the-
quarterback
from Anthony Botso.
Anthony Botso. That's it.
Who went 5 for 13, by the way. And anyway, long story short, incompletion. He takes the ball and out of frustration, he punts it back into the bee's nest of players.
Dead middle of the field, literally
Literally in the
on
middle of the field. Like
icon.
if he was a Pro Bowler punter, like he would be a 10-time Pro Bowler because it was perfect placement of the ball. And next thing you know, OC. He's off for 5 plays. And then next thing you know, you see a boot come onto the field. Another football come onto the field. A soccer ball come onto the field. 3 water bottles come onto the field. So it's like one OC after another. We're just tallying them up, right? Like you do in Sonic the Hedgehog when you get those rings. And next thing you know, and according to
Metaphor.
reports, out of frustration, he kicked the bench and allegedly may have broken his toe from what he said to his teammates.
Well, so I mean,
That's karma for you.
or just what happens when you do stupid things. Like GM once tried to jump over a bench, and it cost him a good chunk of a season.
People still remember.
I
that.
remember that. I was there.
What
I was
happened
sitting
again?
on said bench.
What happened again? I forgot.
It
about
was
that.
it was a preseason game, and I was running, and I went to jump over a bench, and I felt like my ankle crumpled even before I reached the bench. So like all my weight went on it, and I sprained it, and then I crashed into the bench because obviously I couldn't jump over it right beforehand.
Yeah.
And then it affected because it was preseason. I didn't even get to start the season. I started in like week 4 or week 5.
We should put out a poll question if you have a poll question. Who has a higher vertical, GM or Michael Jordan at his age right now?
Michael
I'm
Jordan.
still saying Jordan. Or the bench.
Maybe
The bench, yes.
The bench. The bench
The
wins.
does. All right, so anyway, he gets the 5 OCs, he's out. But that in my mind is mind-boggling, gentlemen. We saw what happened, and Jimmy Peasy said to me yesterday, why does this always happen on your field? I don't know.
I think you're the antagonist.
I
in this
don't
one.
know.
I think
You
Mo's the
get
problem.
people to that point.
don't
They get
know what I
so
did.
angry with you.
I didn't do anything.
They get to like, oh, this guy's getting my stats wrong.
But the best part was that Coogee squad wasn't even down by like 25 million points. They were down by a score, and they ended up losing by 2.
It was getting to be a chippy game, and I like Stick and Movers as a team. And I
They're
actually
great. I love them.
I actually messaged with a member of the team, and the name is not coming to me, of course, because I'm an elderly gentleman.
How about Joseph Salzman?
Yes, Joseph Salzman. Actually, that's
He's
it.
awesome, man. I love him.
But like, anyways, he's like, you should talk about. And honestly, I've been on the hype train for Stick and Move since the first season of FPF, back when we were at Sportiera Cage, and I like them. I will say they tend to get under people's skin, and I mean that's fine. In the playoffs last season, it kind of went overboard and got out of hand. This game wasn't out of hand, but they definitely were egging on Kuchi squad.
Oh, they're amazing.
So-
They're
Yeah,
the
but it
best.
works.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
Look who you're
kids-
talking to.
It works. So keep at
Solomon's
it.
got that Philip Rivers like attitude, right? Like he doesn't give a f from who the hell you are. He's gonna score on you whatever way
Yeah.
he can. Like their offense is no offense. Just run and get open. That's what it is.
Yeah, everyone just do something.
Yeah, just do something. Just get
That
open
sounds
and I'll
like
throw
fun.
you the ball, right?
Yeah.
But they're just a fun group to watch because you know what, they have fun with it, but they're also going to be cocky about it, and you need that edge. And I know, Simo, you're about the good of the game here. Sportsmanship as fun as here, but it is fun to watch these guys play. And I'm not saying they're going to win the 6th title here, but at the end of the day, gentlemen, this game had everything you can imagine for a low-scoring affair, from OCs to big plays to INTs, you name it. It was all there, Simo.
It was. I was there with you.
Yes, you were. You're on the other field looking at the other game.
It was. Well, I saw the whole thing.
Yes, you did.
No, it was a good
Oh, you
game.
did.
But the one game that I actually that I want to pay attention to is the Vultures game. A lot of people talked about the Vultures, saying, they're a bunch of guys that haven't won in a while. They're a group of guys from a bunch of guys that played ETC a few seasons back. Last season. Well, the first few seasons,
Yeah.
spring, winter. But they're a very good group, and they played really, really well week 1. And I'm expecting Vultures to keep it up and have a very strong season in Division 6. Them and Pension Plan, actually. I know
You think so?
I think so. I think Pension Plan has a chance to really run the tables on a lot of teams this season. There
are 3 key players in Pension Plan that are very difficult to deal with. Vince Pizzano's getting better every season as quarterback.
for sure.
I think he just become an excellent. Like, he was already a good player. He's become an excellent player, and Junior Spera is just a monster. Like,
Well-
you can't, if he runs a hook in front of you, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, there's a lot of beef, right? A lot
Yeah.
of stake on that team,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about that core roster, spring season last year, right? And then even last winter, they had elements of that current roster on a different team. Do you think, like, I look at this team, they should run the table. They should,
They
right?
can.
But they
Their
always
schedule's not particularly easy, which they're one of the top tier teams in the division.
Which is
Absolutely.
fine. Which
but
shouldn't
they
matter.
always implode.
But they'll
though.
be a 7-ish win team at least.
You would think, but they always implode though at the worst time possible.
It's what happens when you have Italians on the team.
Oh, St. Leonard Italians.
Yeah, the worst.
the worst.
Yeah. Worse than Anjou ones. Sorry, peace.
This
No,
is-
That's fine.
But no, you bring up a point, right? With pension plan, and like if you were to put money down right now, gentlemen, would you put $10 down on this team being in the finals in Broth starting in early April?
They'll make the playoffs. They'll be a top seed, but I don't think they'll make the finals.
I think there's a fair chance. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen, so I have no insight. How's that? I kind of agree with you, Mo, but at the same time, like, it's a different season. It's more experience. Vince Pizzano, again, the big key has been his performance, and he's gotten better every season. So I don't see why not.
What other games caught your attention from this week in Division 6?
One thing that caught my attention was for the Potatoes against the U. I saw this team as sort of a rehash of NWO, plus or minus a couple of members, but surprisingly, Michael Sanchez was not the starting quarterback in this game.
Yeah, but that might be a good thing, though.
It might be. But Samuel Lamoth, 9 for 21, 3 interceptions. Not particularly a good start.
Not great.
So I don't know, based on the fact that we don't have a large inventory on Samuel Lamoth, we don't have a large sample size. We don't know how good he is at quarterback. We don't know how good the U is. We have no. I know Kyle Pedvis. I know Mikey Schwartz. These are talented players, but I don't know how this unit's going to work against some of the better
Well,
teams,
you-
because even at that, you get 3 interceptions, 33 points. It's not bad, but is it an indicator of the U's talent, or is it an indicator of the Potatoes just not at their best?
That's fair.
Well, you lose Shaq Lattimore, you lose Josh White, Dustin White, 3 key elements.
But they would have been Division 6.
Yeah,
if
but
that
they
was
moved-
Right,
They
that's the
moved
thing,
down,
though, right?
right?
Like, actually, you moved down, right? So there is a step down in terms of the talent level of what you had in the hard divisions, which they did end up winning a couple of winter seasons. But, Simon, when you look at the U and with the current core, as P's just illustrated right now, look, it's a good core, but the question
it's
is...
a strong team for Division 6. It's a very strong team. Guys like Kyle Pedvis, as you mentioned, the Schwartz brothers, they're all very good players that were able to succeed in Division 5, Division 4 even. And the only question mark could be the quarterback, Evan Frank. Is he a potentially very good quarterback for Division 6? Is he new? We'll see how
But
he fares.
Their biggest thing, Simon, was that they were able to create turnovers at the key moment of a football game. I remember their title or their finals run that they had a couple years ago. and they would come up with a big play after big play. Can they get that, though, from this core group? And remember, Shaq Lattimore and the white boys were always there to make that big play for them.
I agree, but I still think they have the core.
I understood that literally. It was
Yeah.
a different sentence entirely.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, what do you
Wait,
say
one
there,
second,
boy?
Mo. One
Hold
second.
on here.
Let's not go down that route
The
first.
smoke on
we-
me, white boys or the white boys? Carry on, Simon.
Go ahead, Simo. Sorry.
Yes.
I finished my thought.
Nice.
See, you were cutting me
Even better.
off. It's bad.
Anything else that caught your attention, guys? We'll talk about your team, Simon. Pease, yeah, your team. One speed power.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
League leader. Do you see the weekly league leaders? He was
Yeah, I
leading his
know.
ugly face, PC Delarizi.
All over the website.
Leading all over the website.
He's
I
not
was
a
like, oh
weekly
my
leader. He's a season leader right now. Can we change that, please?
Yes, you could. So
Catch me.
And the look on GM, if we had the camera on GM's face, it would say it all. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I've actually
I
committed
can't
to
believe I
4
have
hours
to
of
say
life.
Camera on his face.
Oh man, like he's like 4 hours of this Looney Tune bull crap we have here.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
For those who didn't see the game, there was, I believe, 8 touchdowns produced in this football game.
No,
with-
8 by P's.
Thanks.
There was 9 touchdowns total.
Thanks. You ruined the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
9
No,
TDs
you
total.
ruined everything.
8 by
It's terrible.
P's. 5 through the year to his team, and I think was it? Oh, sorry,
I threw
6.
6.
6 of the year for his team and 2 for the other team.
Yeah, I threw 2 pick sixes. One, I had no I had no explanation in the huddle. The rusher didn't rush, and then I panicked and I threw the ball at the rusher. And like the guys were like, "Yo, what's up?" I was like, "I don't know." I had
I
nothing.
don't know,
I'm
brain fart.
sorry, but yeah, it was honestly though. I think they'll be better. I think hopeful Division 6 champions will be better. Seth Galina's a smart FPF mind. He throws a nice ball. He didn't do a lot of in terms of adjustments. I expect that to change
He
throughout the
looked,
season.
he looked ordinary though. Like, wasn't that great?
He looked subordinary,
Like he,
subhuman.
it looked like you guys flipped spots. Like he looked like PZ of old, and you look like the
Yeah.
new PZ of new.
They,
I don't know which one's a compliment.
it is what it is, because you are getting
Well,
older.
no, the thing is, and we talked about it later, is he kept running the same concepts, and when we adjusted, he didn't, and that's unlike him, especially that he is a coach, and he,
Like a
and he-
AAA coach.
yeah, but still, like he should think like a coach, right? And he didn't. And I was expecting, I was like, okay, now let's see how he adjusts, and he never did on either side of the ball.
But it's different when you're playing because you're focused on different things and your mind doesn't go there. If he was on the sidelines, maybe if he had a break on offense, he would be able to take a step
That's
back.
true.
And look.
He was playing both
It
ways the entire game.
It might have helped him a little bit. If you're into it, it's a bit more difficult to kind of think those things through as you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at some of the teams, guys. And I know this is the intro show here, so we're trying to cover as much ground as we can for Division 6. We'll get to 6D momentarily here, and our insider. Can we call him an insider?
Sure. He's not an outsider.
He is part of the group.
Delonier.
I was thinking
Farmers.
like a member of the play, the Outsiders.
Farmers. We look at this team, and they've been in the lower ranks for a couple years now, FPF years.
Yeah, a couple of seasons.
Had a strong fall year, a decent spring season, and okay winter 2017. I see this team now perhaps taking that leap of success where they're going to become maybe a 6-7 win team and maybe be the new darlings of the FPF world for Division 6. Would you agree with that point, gentlemen?
I agree with the 6-7 win team. I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think they have the talent, or they're not built to go 10-0. They're not built to go 14-0. But I could see them finishing 6-4, 7-3, a very good season for them. A nice pickup. They impressed a lot of people in the fall season that just finished.
Here's my thing though, is when I saw the roster at first, Corey Greenway, as per my previous write-up, Corey Greenway wasn't on the roster. It turns out he is on the roster, so
Yes.
that's definitely a step up. Jonathan Legault is not there, so they're slightly worse than they were in the Fall Cup, where they came within a play of losing to the Black Sox, who were 5 players at the end of that game. So while I think they're talented, while I think they have the makeups of all that, a team that can truly be competitive, I also think it's not an offense that's going to score enough to be sustainable in the playoffs.
Yeah, but do you need to score 30 points every
Yes,
game?
in the playoffs you do.
But
In the playoffs you will need to do so at least one time.
Sorry, GM, if you don't mind, if you can please look it up. The Division 6 final score from last winter, if
Okay,
you don't mind.
that's one game though.
But if you
Look at the
don't-
Eagle. Can you run an algorithm to see how many
Yeah,
30-point games there were in the playoffs last
But-
season? for
no,
Division
but
6.
can you?
Thank you.
No, but can
Thank
you
you,
look up
Eagle.
like the path to Division 6 championship? What the team that won, for instance?
Eagle, can you do all of these things?
In the next 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
No, but if you look at like the team that won, how many points did they have to score in the 4 games to make it there?
Division 6 finals.
Yes.
Greendale Human Beings 31.
There we go.
Goofy Goobers 24.
If you scored 30 points, it would not have
Yeah.
been enough.
Oh, you score
25
31,
would-
you win, right?
25 would have been. You said 24.
No, but not if you're playing against Green Deal human beings.
Fair.
But a guy like Corey Greenway brings a wealth of experience on
Yes,
defense.
and he shuts down an entire side of the field.
Yeah, and
He is remarkably good.
well,
Yes.
for a guy who plays in Division 2, yes. I would
Division
agree. Or Division 1 now, officially, yes. And he had 2 INTs, by the way.
Yeah.
Victory
And a
on
touchdown
Saturday,
catch.
yes. But, look, I know you have your doubts about this team, gentlemen, but, Simo, you made a good point about this team, what they are right now. I think they can make that leap, and they could perhaps have a deep playoff run. Conference finals, I think it's a good chance.
Possibly.
I think
Very
so.
possibly. I don't think I'm not speaking in terms of winning the championship, but if you finish your season with like a 7-3, 8-2 season, it's a good
Yeah,
season.
they'll have a successful season. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think we all agree with that.
So as long as they have a successful season, then they can build on that, then move on, and then say next season we'll win a championship. It's just playing to finish 8-2, for instance. But if you finish 4-6 and then you make the finals, like a Cinderella story, it's not a good season per se.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
That's fine. I agree. I
Awesome.
still agree, as I said
Awesome.
before.
Like, Simo was trying to find a counter argument, but you guys still agree on the counter argument. Yeah, I agree with you on that point.
No, Simo, you're wrong. Nothing but championship.
Well, look, we'll get more in-depth stuff now from our insider coming up next.
But now, coming up now.
I'll come up
Right?
now. Or we use it to
Are we ready?
Yes.
The Sportira guest line are brought to you by
And by
Sportira,
GM you mean
the
Eagle, and
official
Eagle says
suppliers
yes.
of FPF
Mark Archer
uniforms and jerseys, as well as the home to the Sportira cage. Are you not getting your stats because your jersey is so beat up that the scorekeeper can't read your number? Don't be that guy on the Flag Plus football wall. We all know who you are. And get yourself or your team a fresh new look today by emailing info@sportira.com for quotes and details. Oh, we're still dialing. Maybe that could have been done before.
Salut,
Salut Marc, ça va?
ça va et toi?
Oui. Donc, veux-tu te présenter pour ceux qui te connaissent pas pour le podcast?
En fait, c'est Marc-André Desaulniers. Mon surnom, c'est Gronk. Au printemps dernier, j'ai couvert la division E pour FPF. C'était ma première année en tant que chroniqueur. J'ai vraiment adoré l'expérience. Cette saison, je vais couvrir avec François Martin plus les équipes francophones de division 4, de 4 à 6.
Okay.
Et en tant que joueur, je joue en division D et en division 4 également.
Alright. Donc, c'est ta première saison en tant que corps arrière en division 6. Tu as eu ta première game cette semaine. Tu as trouvé ça comment?
Au-delà de mes espérances. Au début, j'étais tellement nerveux. Là, j'étais dans le char avec mon ami Jean-Sébastien Rochon, puis je tapais littéralement ses nerfs. Il a même monté le volume de la radio pour qu'il arrête de m'entendre. Mais ça a super bien été. Mais si j'ai un conseil à donner à tous les nouveaux corps arrière, c'est pratiquez-vous beaucoup avant le début de la saison. C'est comme j'ai fait 8 scrimmages juste avant le début de la saison de l'hiver pour être sûr d'être un petit peu ou le plus près possible pour être ready dès la semaine numéro 1.
Ben écoute, ça a marché, t'as une vraiment bonne semaine. On va parler un peu plus de Division 6, Division 6D. Selon toi, pour l'instant, c'est quelle la meilleure équipe? C'est quelle la meilleure sous-division en Division 6 et en Division 6D?
Selon moi, c'est la Division 6. C'est pas en termes de talent. C'est qu'en termes de talent, c'était comme la semaine dernière, samedi, j'ai regardé 2 parties. Dont une, c'était Raw Sauce contre Pines Riders. Et en D6, et Los Bandidos versus The Pack. C'est comme les 4 équipes ont des joueurs très talentueux. Comme par exemple, Russell sont des joueurs qui ont déjà joué au football contact au niveau collégial, même universitaire. Même chose pour Pines Rider, ils ont joué dans John Abbott. Mais d'après moi, la grande différence, c'est l'expérience FPF. C'est comme c'est des terrains plus petits, comment déflaguer. Il y en a qui ont de l'expérience plus touch ou contact. Et c'est pas pour rien que Piz a limité quelle équipe allait jouer en 6 ou 6D, dépendant du nombre de joueurs avec de l'expérience en FPF.
Dans ton article de pré-saison, tu as écrit que Bruins finirait 7-3 après la première semaine. T'es-tu encore confiant dans la prédiction?
Tout à fait. Tout à fait. C'est... ils ont rajouté cet hiver Gabriel Wiseman. Écoute, un de mes joueurs préférés, un ami, puis un de mes joueurs préférés de tout FPF. Puis dans mon livre à moi, c'est Gabriel est un top 3 corps arrière. C'est qu'il va vous faire regretter toutes vos petites erreurs que vous faites. et il commet très peu d'interceptions. Comme vous donner un exemple, à notre game dimanche, notre safety Louis Bégin est allé le rusher une seule fois. Il en a profité puis il a lancé un deep post en plein milieu du centre dans le trou pour un non touché. Fait que tous ces genres de petites erreurs-là, ils vont vous le faire regretter. La seule chose que je l'ai même mentionné à Gab, c'est que au début de la game, il mettait rusher. Ça, tant moi, c'est un non-sens. C'est un très bon rusher, mais c'est comme Gabriel Wiseman, c'est un des meilleurs safety ou corner de toute la division. Donc, juste avec un peu d'ajustement, d'après moi, ils vont devenir... Exact. Ils vont devenir une très, très bonne équipe. Puis en plus aussi, ils ont un très bon corps de receveurs. J'ai les noms ici, c'est Alexandre Saint-Arnaud, Nelson Perra, Antoine Young. Désolé pour la prononciation, je suis vraiment nul. Ils forment un excellent trio de receveurs. Donc, je suis très confiant avec cette prédiction-là.
Gronk, it's Pease here. A lot of people don't know this about you, but you're a movie buff. You love movies, so I decided you'd also be this show's movie correspondent. So, what's the last movie you saw, and can you review it for us quickly?
Je savais pas que tu allais vraiment me poser la question, mais c'est le fun.
I told you. I don't F around, man.
Yeah. Oui, c'est ça, j'ai vu du temps des fêtes. John Wick.
No, c'est first one or second one?
Okay.
Which one? The first?
John Wick 2. John Wick 2. Avec Kenny Reeves. C'est que la raison pourquoi je l'ai choisi, c'est que je l'ai vu dans le temps des fêtes dernièrement et ça a été tourné à Montréal, parti à Montréal et à New York. Comme dans le film, on peut voir des images de la place Bonaventure et du Palais des Congrès. On remarque très bien dans le film. Et les scènes d'action sont... L'esthétique des films est incroyable. C'est le jeu des acteurs, les batailles, tout semble réel. L'esthétique est fabuleuse, le décor, la lumière, la musique, le jeu des acteurs. En tout cas, c'est un film... Pour les amateurs d'action, c'est un film A+. Vous n'allez pas le regretter à le regarder.
Ouais, merci Marc. Selon toi, l'équipe surprise en Division 6, ça va être qui?
Pour le moment, c'est pas vraiment une surprise en tant que telle parce que c'est des joueurs d'expérience, une équipe d'expérience, mais c'est Fighting Flamingos. C'est qu'en fin de semaine, ils ont joué contre Diablos, puis ils ont littéralement dominé. C'est que quand on pense que Diablos sont des joueurs comme François Martin, Alex Lévesque, Alexandre Noël, un nouveau joueur aussi qui a joué pour l'équipe canadienne de flag football, et ils ont réussi à les dominer outrageusement. C'est signe que c'est une bonne équipe. Puis quand tu vois que tu regardes la feuille de pointage, puis Brad Evans a seulement un catch pour 7 verges, puis il réussit à mettre 49 points sur la table.
C'est quand même impressionnant.
Ça veut dire qu'ils vont être vraiment dominants. Là.
Puis en Division 6D?
Disons 6D, ok. Il y a les Quakers qui ont battu Sunday Touch Boys. Ça, c'était une agréable surprise parce que Sunday Touch Boys, comme dans mon article, je pensais qu'elle allait outrageusement diminuer la division. Donc, il y a les Quakers, mais aussi mon petit coup de cœur, c'est l'équipe A déterminée, anciennement connue sur le nom du choix du président. C'est qu'ils ont battu The Replacement 28-0. Gabriel Bellin-Lapointe a lancé pour 171 verges, 4 TD, et ils ont eu 4 receveurs avec plus de 30 verges. Jérémy Lavallée, Nicolas Villemur, Samuel Rogers et Gabriel Allard. Et l'autre receveur, Philippe Tremblay, quand même une soirée pas si pire, il a eu 2 touchés. Donc, c'est quand même pas pire. C'est quand même un très bon début pour eux. Une bonne équipe d'expérience. Fait ils peuvent, c'est sûr, ils vont faire les séries, puis ils peuvent causer de sérieux dommages en playoff.
All right. Merci beaucoup, Marc. Merci pour ton input. Merci pour d'avoir parvenu à venir avec nous sur le podcast. On espère que ça va continuer pour les prochaines semaines. As-tu une dernière chose à dire avant de nous quitter?
Non, tout a été dit. Je veux dire, je souhaite bon football à tous les joueurs. Puis, écoute, même si vous partez avec une défaite, lâchez pas. C'est que à titre d'expérience avec les Ghosts, on a déjà une saison seulement à 3 victoires dans la saison. On a fait les playoffs sur les fesses, comme on dit. Puis on s'est rendu en demi-finale. On était à un jeu de faire les finales. Fait que lâchez pas toute la saison. La saison est longue.
Ouais, merci beaucoup, Marc.
OK, merci, boys.
Ciao.
So if we would have a poll, the question would be, Did Marc-Andre give himself the Gronk nickname, or was that something someone else bestowed upon him?
I think it's like 50-50.
50-50?
Because I remember asking that question a few years ago, and I think it's like a self-proclaimed, but everybody calls him that way too. So
He's like Inception, like he slowly got everyone to
Yes,
call him that.
sort
I
of.
like it. I like the work. I like the hustle. On the Sportira guest line are brought to you by Sportira, the official suppliers of FPF uniforms and jerseys, as well as the home to the Sportira cage. Are you not getting your stats because your jersey is so beat up that the scorekeeper can't read your number? Don't be that guy on the Flag Plus football wall. We all know who you are. And get yourself or your team a fresh new look today by emailing info@sportira.com for quotes and details.
All right, we're off to our rousing start here in Division 6 as we're back here in the lovely studios.
I don't know why we played the ad before and after the interview.
Yes.
It seems excessive.
Yeah,
What
But,
ad?
but you're welcome, Sportira.
what
It's
ad
a
do you mean?
sandwich throw, right?
I thought it was your voice. I thought you were saying.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
It's sandwich, right? You have the buns, which
The
is
pea
Sportira,
sandwich.
and then
I
you
don't
have-
know. I'm the buns.
That's
right.
Yeah. And
That's
you have
right.
Simone and then Marc-Andre,
The meat.
the key food of the
Cheese.
sandwich here. All right, let's dive into 6D, guys, quickly here before we move on. The new name, I guess, the Developmental League, I guess, is that what we're going to call it?
Exactly. That's what. That's
Here?
exactly
So we
what
can't
that
be
comes
critical of
to.
these
Exactly what it
guys,
is.
right?
What?
We can't be critical, can we?
Absolutely. That's the only way you get better. And honestly, I actually think that the way this division is split, look, the goal was to try and make the limited division, because division was a lot of disparity between the top end and low end. So it's a different way to split the teams so that we can try and get closer games. But when we actually look at the analysis, the amount of blowouts in Division 6 is not particularly greater than any other division. It does feel, it has in the past felt like it's greater because it tends to be the same teams getting blown out week in, week out. So the idea behind this was to try and do it in a way where there'd be more parity within the games. And so far we've seen that less than half of the games were blowouts in the first week, and the first week you've expected to be a little sloppy.
Yeah, it's first week. Right?
So I'm excited to see how this division moves forward, but definitely we'll
3
be hard
games,
on it.
10-5 plays.
Yeah.
So that's not
It's not
too
bad.
bad.
It's not bad. For the first week, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
Not bad. Look, we've seen Division 6 came in, 2015? Winter 2015, Division 6, right?
Yeah. 10 teams at the time.
Yeah, 10 teams at the time, and guys were playing tackle ball like they're ripping off heads. We see this division right now, and from the early onset of what we've overseen from the week 1 results, you talk about the blowouts, only 3. Are we going to see this trend continue to be a straight line? Are we going to see more blowouts here, Pete? Are we going to see...
I think we'll see less. I think it's inevitable because there's teams that we don't have knowledge of. We don't know if they can be good or bad coming to the league. They don't know themselves, too. If they've never played, they don't know the talent level that exists in FPF. So I think it's inevitable that you're going to have teams at the absolute elite. But I think that we won't see many teams with less than 3 wins. I think there's be a lot of teams around the 4-5 win mark.
I agree with Pease. I think it's a question of there's a lot of teams that don't necessarily practice before a season, so you come into week 1 game a bit rusty, you haven't played football in a while, you're playing against these teams that might have scrimmaged before, so they might have played a few hours a few weeks ago before during Christmas time, so it's like a week 4 for them but a week 1 for you, so you're kind of caught off guard. I think as we progress to the season, the games are going to get closer and their parity is going to be better.
I have a great poll question for Pease. Would Simon Dagier dominate Division 6D? Would he throw an INT in 6D, yes or no?
He would definitely do an INT. Just stylistically, it's the thing he does.
Yes.
Like over
But he would
under,
dominate, absolutely.
over and under 5.5 INTs. Would it be over or under?
Over. Again,
Possibly.
and I'm not trying to talk trash to Simon. Just his style has
Yes.
got a lot of volatility. He throws the ball downfield. He takes chances.
GM, what do you think? Over under 5.5 INTs. Would he be over that mark? Simon Dagier in 6D?
Under. I would put him under 5, but over 0. I mean, there's a lot of things you can't account for. If a receiver bobbles a pass and goes into a defender's hands, if Simon is looking one way and throws the ball the other,
very nice.
so under 5, but over 0.
I think it's over 5.
I think it's over 5 too.
We need to do this. We need to get
I'm
Simon
gonna
in
say
Division
it's
60.
I'm going to say it's under.
Under?
I'll give him the
Well,
benefit
fine,
of the
you
doubt,
give
yeah.
him-
I would say,
Wow.
honestly, I look,
Of all people?
there's a lot of athleticism in Division 6, too. What's the weakest about Division 6 is quarterbacking.
Yeah.
He'd definitely be one of the stronger ones, but no, you throw interceptions.
We also have a write-in from Vince Pisano who says LaSalle Italians are the worst.
You know what they call
South ends are pretty
Here's
terrible.
the thing
They're also
about-
pretty bad.
Yeah.
to further elaborate on Vince's point, they call LaSalle Italians Toronto Italians.
Ugh.
They say they're not real Italians.
That's the shots fired.
Shots fired from here
I
to
guess.
LaSalle. Dollar Street's not going to feel the same. All right, Boston Hart University. This is a team we know very well. A lot of
Well, half
Well,
of what we know.
a lot of anarchist players on this roster here that would like to blow up here and there.
Yes, but the goal, from what I understood, prior to arriving to this podcast late, as I often do,
Yeah.
Classic.
one of the players from Boston Hart University, he helped me with some plumbing at my place, and he was telling me that it's half the team, and what they want to do was sort of try and put a team together where they can sort of keep each other in check and
That's not gonna
have
happen.
less of the egos, and hopefully have a nice, enjoyable season.
That's not going to happen though. Like
I'm just saying what they
they're
said.
playing 4th and 20. Like week 2, their matchup is against 4th and 20. That's like 2 like meteorites. This
Oh,
about
that's
like
gonna be great.
collision course right now and have like 18 OCs and 25 URs
Mhm.
in this game.
Let's hope not.
But like
Yeah, that's
impressive win for them.
Unless
Yeah.
Mokan score keeps,
Yeah, I'll add
Right.
more OCs to them.
then Boots gonna come flying.
Yeah, exactly. But look, impressive win. Can we say they are the top dogs
No.
of this division? Why not? Is there a team out there that you
Well,
believe is better than this team?
Yes, and firstly, I'm going to say let's hold on a second because Joe Buffone has only played Joe Buff as his friends call him.
That's
It's a
Buff
wicked
Bagwell.
nickname, by the way.
It's amazing.
But Joe Buff's only had 2 career starts in FPF. One was this past week, and it was his first win in FPF as quarterback. So give it a second, and let's see how well he
He's
does.
like with Pat Mahomes right now. Got a 1 star.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's trade
Let-
up for us.
Let's see what he's got. But honestly, to me, the top dog is Air Force One, and I'm not going to talk about them because I have a huge write-up about them in my article, which is coming out by latest Saturday morning.
So describe to us Air Force One, PZ.
I won't. It's in my article. Read my article. I put a lot of work into that write-up. I did research with their old coach from Delancey.
Look at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Well,
it's like you've done this before.
Journalism.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a real win over Black Sox, 18-14.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They
yeah.
did play Black Sox, who Mike O'Donnell wasn't there, and their quarterback that they picked up in free agency wasn't there. So
Weren't
I
you playing
took-
for the Black
that
Sox?
stuff.
What?
Weren't you playing for the Black Sox?
Yeah, but I can't throw in 2 teams in Division 6.
I know you can't. But I'm just saying that you played for them,
Yeah.
right?
But used to.
I did. They're nice guys. I like them a lot. There's a couple of guys on the team who can really play. They just don't have the experience yet to start winning games. And they got themselves hopefully a quarterback in free agency, and we'll see that next week when he arrives.
Mike Adana.
Mm-hmm.
Going to throw in Division 6D.
He's not. He is playing defense on the team. He's playing receiver.
Is he like a player OC coach over here now for them?
Yeah, he's gonna help. He's definitely gonna help with play calling
For
And
sure.
He's definitely gonna help, especially on defense. He transformed that defense in the Fall Cup.
Is he have like a big like play sheet?
He has like 3 plays, so no, it's a small play sheet.
Different variations. over
It's just
here.
drawn in his hand.
So, what are your thoughts on the 6D though?
I like this. I like Boston Hart University. I think they're one of the very strong teams. I don't think they'll be the top dog. I think they'll be up there, like top 5, but they won't be the
Mhm.
number 1 team.
I agree.
They won't be that team that everybody wants to beat and knock out. I think they'll just be up there and quietly sneak out to like an 8-2
There's
record.
nothing quiet about them.
I know, but that's. You know what I'm
but
saying?
what's more likely to happen? Them making the finals or them blowing up at some point in the season?
Both.
Uh,
Can I
the latter.
You can't choose both. You got to choose one.
I don't honestly. From what I heard, it is a concerted effort for them not to blow up, and then
Oh man.
Well, if they
I would
if
be-
they know that,
Oh,
coming into the
one of
season,
the
it helps.
common voices on the team, Carlos Cangulo, was the one who told me that. So let's see if he's one of the cooler heads who will prevail. But I honestly think, look, this is the kind of team that can go to the finals, and this is the kind of team that can lose their minds. And I think it's kind of tied in together. Like if they're successful, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, if you're 8-2 and you're doing good, then you tend to keep yourself in check because there's something playing for. If you have a bad season, guys tend to.
Do you guys like the 4 division format, 2 divisions per conference, or would you rather have one whole division?
I kind
Champion?
of missed a big Division 6. I find Division 6 especially it's fun to cover, like from a media perspective,
Yeah.
because it feels sort of like as you get to the playoffs, it has the feeling of like of March Madness kind of thing.
I would have loved to
Yeah.
see that happen.
But the thing is, what I like about this format is, I think that the teams at the bottom will have a more enjoyable experience, and it gives them a more legitimate chance. Because what happened before is the experienced teams would pick on the new teams, and the more athletic teams would pick on the new teams, and they didn't have enough games against each other to see success early on.
I think the middle of the pack teams too will also benefit from
absolutely.
the split. Because
Well, middle of the pack essentially becomes Division 6.
exactly.
Because
well,
other
they
teams that
become the new
couldn't really compete, but now they can.
There you go.
Players to look out for, gentlemen, in 6 and 6D. Are there any guys you're going to say, hey, by the end of the year, we're going to say this guy's in contention for this award, or it might be a player to watch out for in the playoffs?
Let's do it like war. You name one, I name one. Till we're
Rock,
out.
paper, scissors,
All right.
let's go.
So my first one's Kevin Dunnett
Good
from
one.
Vultures.
That's a solid.
That's an
choice.
obvious one, though. I didn't choose that because it's too obvious.
Yeah.
I think. Well, he,
Congratulations. Why don't you play some applause there for him, Eagle?
Captain Obvious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vultures had 112 yards receiving this
Pretty well.
past week.
9 receptions too. Pretty solid. Yeah, so you can,
I got Nicolas Lefebvre of Determiné. He's not particularly known, but he definitely is a force in their defense, especially in 6D. I think this team's finally going to learn the ropes in FPF, and I think this is a season we really see them excel.
I'll steal your player with Will Power.
Right? Well,
Yeah, but everyone knows willpower.
Yeah,
already,
just-
though.
you're choosing the obvious
seriously,
names.
Hey, I'll
Yeah.
just
Who's
take,
the all-stars in this division?
Let's see here. Will.
No, but I
Power,
think like
okay.
well,
I'm not throwing in the ball just to prove you were wrong.
fair. Go for it. He's gonna bitch so much. No, I think-
I got. Okay, go ahead then.
I think that with the team that you have, I think that there's a chance that he could be diluted a little bit and not get the same amount of targets he used to have in prior seasons.
Mhm.
But he's still the best player on that team by a
long
huge margin.
mile, yeah. I got Mario Filato of the Black Sox. I had a chance to play with him in the Fall Cup. He's not particularly well used, and a lot of times he's playing as the snapper, and he's one of the fastest guys on the team. He's definitely devastating out of the slot. I think that eventually when they have all the players there, maybe have Mike Adana snap and have Mario Filato and Nico Lani lined up in the two slots. That's a team with a lot of speed. So Mario Filato is my guy.
Will we see a 2,000-yard passer in Division 6D?
Peas de la Reese.
No.
No. probably
6D, not
No.
6.
not. 6D?
Yeah.
6D? I don't know.
No.
6D, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Okay, more like to happen. A 30-touchdown passer or
Yes,
2,000-yard
30
passer?
Oh, yeah.
There will be at least one 30 touchdown passer.
More than that. They might be
Let's say 4.
there might be or 45.
So you're saying there might be a few that will have 45-plus touchdowns.
No.
Passer?
Did you get yourself tested for drugs?
Passer? Yes.
For touchdowns in 6D?
Yes. Passer?
No,
yes.
don't
Not
be.
receiver. Yes.
I don't think there's not been one in Division 6. I don't
Okay,
think.
cool.
GM, can you see if there's been a 45 touchdown passer in Division 6 and
Thank
how
you.
many
Stats
there've been
Bold
On it.
prediction.
since the start of Division 6?
Cool.
Thank you.
It's gonna happen.
That's not a difficult thing to do at all. Don't worry.
Also, if you can get in the next 45 seconds, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, next 20 would be more
Oh, you can go on
preferable.
when
You offered to help.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yes.
Benji Sigler. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. From
Sigler,
Sigler,
yes.
Yeah.
Ziegler.
Ridiculous defender.
Mhm.
He's
2
fantastic.
interceptions in the first week.
There you go.
Had 4 touchdown passes.
He's a great player that used to play in higher divisions. Now he's playing in 6. He's gonna be a monster.
Why does he have a 55 rating then?
I don't know.
We need to address that. I got Ben McMahon of Vultures.
Oh,
Ben
please,
is
really? You could give him props?
absolutely he's
Really?
the most fun player to watch in
Really?
FPF. Absolutely.
Yes, he's great.
Really?
amazing.
Little Rudy.
Yeah.
You could take little Rudy as your player to watch.
He's little Rudy if Rudy didn't suck. If Rudy didn't
the
have to
story's
ride
on,
the
the story's
bench.
on him.
I know, but it's about how much he sucked and they threw him a bone.
It should be called Rudy. It should be called McMahon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
It'd be a
Jim.
better story because he's better.
Winter 2017, Michael Solomon on the Warriors, 47 TDs.
Right.
And winter 2016, Joseph Cano, 45 TDs.
Okay, so two. And
Two.
you're,
So one
Whoa.
per season.
you're saying there's
It's
multiple
been-
this season.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
said
said
one.
in
4.
60.
You
I
said
said there's
4.
gonna be one.
You said
Four.
4.
No,
You said
Okay.
4.
You said 4.
I said 45.
Mo, you got
Passing
anyone on your
touchdown.
mind?
Yes, go.
Do you have anyone
Yes. Sorry.
on your mind? Is the question I
Yeah,
asked
sorry.
you.
No,
Go,
I'm
the player.
still-
Go, Gio.
Look, for quarterbacks in particular, someone's
Something
Facebook's
that-
going off there.
Please, Mogan.
She hot?
Ross Olshansky of flagrant fouls in winter 2015 through 50.
Yeah, but his passes are all
One
like
per
defaults.
season.
It was like
If
defaults.
there's one per season, if that.
But I said one guy with 45.
Look, I'm gonna put my hopes on this guy, Vince Minetti of 4th and 20. I'm hoping these guys have matured up here. He could be a guy that could perhaps on target to go for 35 plus touchdowns this season, and just maybe hit over 1,000, if not 1,500 yards passing. So that's the guy I'm gonna look out for this year. For 4th and 20.
1,500 is possible. I think 2K is it's a very difficult margin.
2K is hard. It's,
Yeah.
it's a hard.
1,500 is a good season. 2K is difficult, and I don't think.
I mean, Simon, you can probably echo this as a quarterback. When I threw for 1,800, and I was like, man, I threw for so many yards. Like I felt like I couldn't possibly have thrown for any more
2K
yards.
is
2K
enormous.
is a
but
lot.
I think the problem with Division 6 for passers not getting the 2K margin. It's not the problem on the quarterback, is that they're going to get the ball. Their defense is going to be good enough, and they're never going to get the full field.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they're going to get 6 passing touchdowns in a game, but they're still going to get 150 yards because they're going to get the ball at the 10 and the 15. They're never going to get the ball.
And the pace of the
full
game
40.
is slower in Division 6 than it is in
Also,
higher
you're
divisions.
not getting those 7-8 possessions per game.
All right, last question here for receivers now. Are we going to see a player have perhaps 20 touchdown grabs or 600 receiving yards? What's more likely to happen?
I'll go with 600 receiving yards.
Same.
Maybe
It's-
650.
Even though
Not by a wide margin. They're both unlikely. They're both tough to reach.
Yeah,
But
I think 20
even
is
though
tougher
Renault
than
Saint
600.
Laurent of Quackers is on pace for 30 touchdowns.
yeah, but that
Yeah, but
was
that's
after
one
one game.
I'm just saying. He's on pace.
Yeah, I guess. But no, I think it's just at some point teams are paying attention to you. They'll put a safety over top and make it difficult for you. But the yards. Look, guys who are good receivers are going to get the targets in Division 6.
Including
Yeah.
Benny McMahon.
Yeah.
Predictions time, boys. It is now time to put our
Cool.
thinking caps on and give our predictions here on who we think will be playing in the Division 6
P's favorite segment.
and 6D finals. We'll go with the 6D finalists. PC Delarizzi, your thoughts on who will be playing in Brossard, Quebec on the weekend of April 8th and 9th?
Well, one team I like a lot heading in, and we see this a lot in Division 6, is a lot of times we have these new teams with just elite athletes just excelling right at the bat, and I think that's the case with Air Force One. And again, for more information, read my article later this week. And on the other side, I find Conference B is a little bit weaker, and I want to say I like Pine Riders or Ball So Hard U. It's one of those two teams will make it there. But it's predictions. Okay, so Pine Riders, just because I know Simon's going to say Ball So Hard U. Simon?
Well, I'll say ball so hard. No, to be honest, I was going ball so hard just because, as we mentioned
Yeah,
earlier,
good, though.
I think they have the talent to get there, and Molcon disagrees, which is amazing because it's better that way.
Yeah, more content.
Yes, for the
Mo,
next
you?
2 weeks. I'm going Vultures.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm going Vultures for the Conference
Who
A.
plays
set.
there?
Oh, that's true,
Ben
I forgot.
McMahon? There we go.
I forgot Conference A. I just said.
And then for Conference B, early in the process right now, but I can go with Ball So Hard U, but I won't do that. I'm going to go with Sickbic making it.
Six Big's good.
Oh,
I watched him
solid.
play on field.
Yeah.
They on field one while the other game was going on.
Yeah.
I got a couple of glimpses. I did a write up on that game as well, so you'll see that in my article in a couple days.
Can you elaborate on the article, please?
I cannot.
Can you talk more about yourself in your article?
Yeah.
I'm just promoting it so people know it's coming out.
Cool.
Trying to get the clicks.
So Saturday morning, PC's article in Division 6.
While you're watching
and 6D.
while you're watching your cartoons.
You know,
Do they still have Saturday morning cartoons?
I
believe
hope
they do,
so.
yes.
I don't.
Jim,
think
can you
so.
find out if there's still Saturday
They
morning
have
cartoons?
entire channels of
Okay.
cartoons.
That's a good point. Sorry, I don't have TV, man. I don't know.
He's not very happy with you, PC.
He hates me.
Yeah,
I love
he's
you,
not
though.
happy.
I like Paolo. I'm not a fan of peas.
Yeah, it's true. Peace is a jerk.
He
He's
is.
very good.
Nobody likes him.
Gentlemen, what did you learn on today's episode, Simon?
We're not doing those predictions for 6?
I
or
guess
for
not.
16?
That's what I
Okay,
was
it's
about to
fine.
say.
No,
I-
wait.
We did our predictions. We picked
This
our
this
finals.
is what I learned. We don't do Div 6D predictions.
I know, but I'm saying for this side, for Div 6D. What did you
But
learn for this episode?
The show's not over.
I know, for 6D.
But now
what
it's
did you learn?
over. Because you're doing what have you learned?
That we're
For
not doing
6D.
Division
We're doing that
6D
now. We're doing
predictions.
that now.
I've learned that Mocon is an irrational hate for Ben McMahon.
I do hate Ben.
I know,
McMahon.
right?
It's a frenemies list. All right, 6 finals. Here we go.
6D.
So we
The
have more final
6D.
thoughts at the end? Okay,
I'm
cool.
so confused.
Now Division 6 finals. Who do you
Please.
have playing?
I'm going to take myself out of the equation, and I will say I really like the athleticism of Blitz Babes, so I'll say Blitz Babes, and on the other side I will say Farmers
Oh, that's interesting.
because Brad Evans' team won't make it to the finals.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll make fun of Brad Evans throughout the course of the year. Plenty of weeks to do that.
Absolutely.
Simon,
On Conference B, I'm going with Fighting Flamingos.
that's a good choice.
That they're going to make the finals. And on the other side, I'm saying the U's going to beat One Speed Power in the conference finals.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm going with the wild card, boys.
Beat them so bad.
I'm taking stick movers to make it to the finals.
Oh,
I'm taking stick movers to make it to the finals.
12 points at a time.
Hey, it's not how you do it. As long as you get the W, that's what matters most for them. And on Conference
so
B,
many cliches.
Conference B, I'm gonna take
Good at sex.
I'm gonna take Farmers to make it.
We did not.
So stick
No,
movers
that's
versus the
interesting.
Farmers.
So basically, I'm the
Huh?
only one that didn't pick Farmers.
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
Yes, of course.
Cool.
Of course.
Cool.
So there you have it. 6 and 6D wrapped up. We'll get more into depth storylines, topics to look at through the course of the season here. And I can tell you one thing though, my stick movers, they're gonna be the team to hate in 6 this year.
I already hate something.
Already more kind. So there you go. Are stick and movers the new zoo?
Why?
Because zoo are your boys.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I forgot about
I
that.
forgot about that.
It's been years,
Bandwagon.
man.
This is
Bandwagon.
getting
I
worse.
jinxed them because of that. They had a floundering season.
They don't exist anymore.
No, they don't. Unfortunately not. Oh boy, I feel bad for
Cursed
stick
out of
movers.
existence.
Well then, there you go. Without further ado, we're wrapping up 6 and 6D, and again, we will have more in-depth topics throughout the course of the season. More guests, more insights from these two clowns. GM might be a little bit happier next time. We'll see how this plays out with him.
Don't promise things you can't keep.
He may quit the show after this. Who knows?
You might not return.
Magic
It is
words,
far.
please, gentlemen. Magic words.
No, we're not
From
done.
all of us here.
Oh.
Good night.
Oh, we're
Thank
not-
you. GM. Good night.